here we are back at Mocha House, this time Madison with our neighborly legal advice. Madison, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
It's so fun to have all of you guys on this show.
Yeah, we loved it.
We had a great time last time. Matt, you know what? You guys are really, he's going to have to bring his A game next time he's hanging out with us. But cheers to you guys. Cheers to helping us navigate things that we like to avoid. Today we're talking about avoiding probate.
Yes.
Probate courts, probate judges. They might be nice people,
but you might not want to put your kids through that after you pass away.
So there are a couple of different ways that you guys sort of map out for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
The easiest things that we need to understand when it comes to this are two, right?
Yes, two things. When we talk about avoiding probate, we really are always looking at how is an asset titled. You could have a will that says everything goes to my spouse, but if your bank account is joint ownership with your mom, when you pass away, your spouse is not getting that bank account. Your mom is, because they were a joint owner. Or if you have a life insurance policy that says, my neighbor's getting this, your neighbor's getting that, because it matters how it's titled. And so the two main ways to avoid probate are going asset by asset and making sure it's titled the way you want it to be titled, making sure all those beneficiary designations are set up the proper way. That's the first main way. Now, sometimes there are some flaws with that way because people pass away out of order. When we do it that way, there's nobody in charge to really say, I'm going to pay your bills after you pass away. I'm going to make sure your stuff gets where it's supposed to go. So there's an alternative way that sometimes works better for some people, which is using revocable trusts.
Okay, so revocable trust is?
Revocable trust is basically a fancy word for an estate planning contract. It's a piece of paper. It looks a lot like a will, but it's a lot longer and more detailed. It completely avoids probate. So as long as all of our assets are titled to that revocable trust, when I pass away, nothing's going to be probated. The trust just funnels it all together. It says, here's where all of my assets go, here's who is in charge, and here's how everybody's getting everything.
Do you have to change all those assets? You don't have to change those assets individually to reflect the trust, or how
you do? Just the first time though. So you do it one time. You update all your beneficiary designations, you name your trust. You could amend your trust 30 times before you pass away. You never have to update those beneficiary designations again.
Okay, so the difference between, if somebody's going to say, I'm going to go hire someone to do this for me or a will.
Right.
How do you guys decide, this sounds like a lot more work.
It is. And I will say, trusts are not for everybody. It's not a one size fits all. So what really comes down to it is when we're talking during the meeting and going through kind of the highlight reel of why would you need a trust. Not everybody does.
Okay.
Some people have a setup where it makes perfect sense just to use beneficiary designations. You have one child, that child's trustworthy, you name them on everything. As your beneficiary, you don't need a trust. But a lot of people do need a trust. They might not have trustworthy kids or somebody trustworthy to put in charge. They might have minor children, and those minor kids can't just get a house.
No. Right.
No, yeah. Right. They might have children that have special needs, or they might not have children at all, but they have a lot of people that they want to leave a lot of different assets to. And so it just becomes a lot more complicated to do that on a beneficiary form versus in a trust. And some people, they just want it for the simplicity of it. They don't want to have to worry about when they pass away, their kids trying to figure out who's paying what bill, who is in charge. They want it to be in writing, good to go. And so it's
no waiting.
And no waiting.
And no court.
No court, no waiting. So either way, you avoid probate. And again, nothing wrong with the probate court. Wonderful people, but it does take longer and typically cost more than it would cost to avoid that.
One more reason why we should care about our probate judges. I know we're out of time, but those are the people who are making decisions that impact us when we lose our loved ones.
Not only when we lose our loved ones, but like what Mike and Danielle talked about, if we become incapacitated, they're making those decisions too.
But we gotta make sure we got really good people there.
We do, yes.
It's all about, doing what's right.
That's right.
And you guys do such a great job. Tell everybody
you.
on your team we appreciate it. And
Oh,
you come back to Warren anytime,
We
okay?
will. This was
We
great.
can drink tea out of a mug whenever you want, sis. My voice can use it.
Thank you.
Thank you.